Game 6 from Rogers Place here in Edmonton, Alberta. The Oilers need a win to force a Game 7, and the Knights can move on to the Western Conference Finals with a win here on the road as we are underway. Centering pass, Barbashev disrupted to the near side. Connor McDavid pinned along the boards on the near side. Ekholm inbound below the goal line for Evan Bouchard. Vegas leads the series 3-2. A win puts them in the conference final. And Edmonton looking to force a Game 7. Been a back-and-forth series, very entertaining between these two teams. Vegas won Game 5 to take the 3-2 lead in the series. Barbashev up the takeaway. Stone can't keep it in at the line, and Nugent-Hopkins will bring it back through center ice. Outside, Hyman disrupted, and it goes to Hutton, who clears to Eichel. Eichel brings it up wide. Centering pass goes all the way to the outside. To the point in Hutton. Sends it into the slot. Tipped around and controlled by Edmonton. First shot on goal of the game belongs to the Golden Knights. And Connor McDavid feeds Evan Bouchard. Offside on Ekholm. Just under a minute and a half gone by. One shot on goal belongs to the Golden Knights to start this game. Face-off controlled by the Oilers. Darnell Nurse brings it in wide, puts the brakes on, tried to drop it off, and Marner with the intercept back the other way. Mitch Marner cuts inside, drops it off to no man's land. Draisaitl disrupts in the slot. It still goes into the slot. Mitch Marner couldn't get a shot off. Hurdle out in front, save Ingram on Dorofeyev. Draisaitl wins the faceoff for the Oilers. Edmonton works it in their own end. Just over 2 minutes gone by in this one. Here's Podkolzin in wide. On the trailer, it's Draisaitl. Fires a shot, saved by Ekholm. Draisaitl sends it in on Schmidt. Finds the puck and covers for a stoppage on this end. 17:32 to go. Opening period just underway here from Edmonton. Faceoff goes to Vegas. Big hit by Roslovic behind the play. Here's Howden. Up ahead for the Knights. Howden sends it in on net. Ingram sprawls and makes the stop. Another stoppage here early. Not even 3 minutes gone by yet. 3 shots on goal for the Golden Knights. Just 1 for Edmonton to start this game. Henrique wins the draw. Oilers working in their own end and now out with Howard. Howard cross ice to Emberson. Up ahead, Roslovic. Outside picked off by Saad, who feeds Holtz, who brings it out. Holtz cut off on his way in by Emberson. Good defense. Up ahead to Howard. Howard brings it in on the trailer. It's Henrique. Denied, and the rebound goes just wide of the net. Good chance there for Edmonton. Vegas survives out to center. Howden back into the zone. Roslovic takes it away from behind. And Henrique back up through center, poked to the far side, and taken away by Howden. Vegas changes as Holtz brings it up. Pestered by Bouchard down low. Kick to the far half wall, Sissons there. Pinned to the boards by Stastny. Henrique over to help him out, floats out to Draisaitl, who brings it back. Leon Draisaitl gets around one, cuts inside, and he scores! Leon Draisaitl coast to coast, and the Oilers are up and running in Game 6. A 16.2 shooting percentage in the playoffs for Draisaitl. Schmidt did get a piece of it, but he couldn't corral it. And Leon Draisaitl gives the Oilers an early 1-0 lead here in Game 6. Sixth goal of the playoffs for Draisaitl moves him over Sidney Crosby at number 9 in the league in the postseason. Stastny gets the assist on the goal. Draisaitl goes coast to coast, and the Oilers off and running here at home. Hanifin picked off by Majapani in center ice, turns back to Savoy. Lazar outside pestered, gets knocked down by Kolasar. Good defense. Kolasar now in wide, loses it to Ekholm. 5 minutes gone by, opening period, and our first goal of the game moments ago here for the Oilers. Savoy below the goal line. Out in front, Lazar off a skate, out in front, loose puck into the slot. Savoy denied by Schmidt. 14:38 to go in the opening period. Four shots on goal for the Oilers, 3 for Vegas. Mitch Marner tried to fire a shot, he whiffed, sends it in now off a body. Marner gets it back down low. He gets cross-checked, I believe. No whistle, we play on. Draisaitl out to center. Draisaitl dangles on his way in. Good defense by Korczak. 6 minutes gone by in the opening frame. Errant pass goes all the way down for an icing call. And a stoppage with 13:53 to go in the opening period. Faceoff goes to the Edmonton Oilers. Regula with a bobble, floats it back out to center. Darnell Nurse gets there first. Battle for it along the near boards. Connor McDavid now in there, floats back out to the red line. As they still battle along the boards, Darnell Nurse escapes, working with McDavid. McDavid into the lane, pestered to the near side. McDavid survives a hit. There's Hyman, who fired a backhanded shot off of Schmidt, who makes another save here on Nugent Hopkins. And a stoppage with just over 13 to play in the opening period. Draw goes to McDavid. Ekholm, a shot off a body. In down low, Jack Eichel gains control for Vegas, out to center and Barbashev. Barbashev brings it in wide, looking for a center. Button hooks back now to the point. A one-timer off a body. Goes in down below the goal line. Barbashev pinned by Ekholm. Kicks to the far side. Nugent Hopkins is there for Edmonton. Kicks along the far half wall now for Hyman. Bouchard with a bobble. Eichel gains control in the corner. Out to the point in Hannafin. Picked off by Barbashev on the inside. Kept in the zone by Eichel. Eichel a shot knocked down. And it comes to Bouchard. And Nugent Hopkins out of the zone for Edmonton. Draisaitl dangles on his way in. Loses it into the slot. Comes out wide for Hannafin, who clears the zone. Draisaitl takes control at the red line. Hutton now turns it over back to Draisaitl. Weaves his way into the zone, drops it off to no man's land. Eichel has it out to center and Barbashev. 5 shots on goal for either side to start this game, and a 1-0 Edmonton lead here at home. A win tonight for the Knights will put them in the conference finals. A win today for Edmonton will force game 7. Stone escapes the corner. Megna will bring it out. Here's Sissons. Sissons pestered from behind. Powered there defensively for Edmonton. Comes out to Stastny. Errant pass goes down for an icing call. With 10:28 to go, just under halfway through this opening period. 5 shots on goal for either side and a 1-0 Oiler lead. Leon Draisaitl, the lone goal, faces off here and wins it against Sissons. Howard feeds it around the boards. Megna takes a shoulder from Draisaitl. Draisaitl inside to Howard, a shot denied by Schmidt. Draisaitl back up to the point. Stastny sticked aside by Schmidt. And Reinhardt is on it here for Vegas out to center. Cross ice Kolasar. Cuts inside, drops it off on the trailer. Off a body in front. Comes back out to Hyman. Hyman takes a shoulder, but it comes out of the zone. Stastny off a skate of Megna. Off the stick of Hyman to Reinhardt. Near side, Korczak brings it in. Korczak in alone. Works it back behind the net. Marner cuts inside off a body. Never got through. Back out to the point in Dorofeyev. A shot. Kicked down by Ingram. No further play. Over halfway through this opening period now. Hurdle wins the faceoff. On the point, it's Korczak. On the wing, Dorofeyev inside. And Marner denied by Ingram. Kapanen back out to center ice. Podkolzin up top. Works it in, looking for the center. Out in front, Regula denied off the side of Schmidt. Comes in on net, and Schmidt finds it and stops play. A lot of action on both ends of the ice. Good start to this one. Back and forth we go. Lazar wins the draw. Inside, outside, Nurse tip try out in front. Knocked down by Schmidt. And the puck goes towards the corner. Vegas now has it in their own end. They look to set up a play. Luzon pestered a turnover. Mangiapane puts the brakes on. And he's cut off into the corner. Comes out for Lazar to the point and Darnell Nurse. Out to the point, Regula, down in front by Saad, and here come the Knights. Saad weaves his way to the outside, sends it in on Ingram, who knocks it behind the net. Darnell Nurse is on it here for Edmonton, and out of the zone to Mangiapane. Poke to the far side by White Cloud. Vegas back out to neutral ice and Howden. Howden picked off by Regula. Back out to center and Statsnik. Feeds it in deep. 7 minutes to go, opening period. 1-0 Edmonton on top of the scoreboard. And a good start to this one, entertaining to this point. Saad cut off by Regula. Off the boards and out to Henrique. Henrique cuts inside, and Kolasar with a good stick as the pass never got through. Marner will get it out to Stone. Cross ice Kolasar. Kolasar back to Stone, denied by Ingram. Stone keeps it alive down low. Comes out to Reinhardt. Works it below the goal line. Picked off by Regula out in front. And Edmonton will get it out. Here's Kapanen. Kapanen loses it to Kolasar. Good defense by Vegas. Under 6 to play, opening period. Still 1-0 Edmonton on the goal from Leon Draisaitl. Connor McDavid puts the brakes on and comes to the near side. Hutton gains control for the Golden Knights. Out to center and Hurdle. Barbashev pestered, turning back is Draisaitl. Draisaitl works in. Tried to send it in, good stick. Hanifin gains control. Vegas back out to center again and Eichel. Tomas Hurdle now. Cut off by Kapanen on his way into the slot. Here's Draisaitl again. Weaves his way in wide. Hanifin off his skate to the near side. Out in front, Ekholm sends it in. Draisaitl now in the slot. Denied by Schmidt. Comes out wide to Nugent Hopkins. To the point, it's Ekholm. Off of Schmidt's blocker. Ekholm now in the corner. Back out to the point and Bouchard. Draisaitl now. Wide of the net. Oilers on the attack. Sends it in down low. Hutton is there for Vegas. Works it back for Hanifin. Vegas works it in their own end to turnover. Into the slot, kicks out wide. And out of play it goes with 4 minutes to go in the opening period. What a turn by the Oilers as we take a look at Jeremy Lauzon. Laying the shoulder into Savoy, who hits the deck. Oilers continue to attack, face off in the Vegas end. Draisaitl wins it. Bouchard sends it in, knocked down by Dorofeyev. And back out to center comes Vegas. Marner looking for a center. Goes right through the crease, out to Korczak, who brings it in. And it goes off a body in front. Podkolzin now through center ice. Sends it in deep, back behind the net. Race for the puck won by Kapanen. On the point, it's Bouchard off the post. Might have got deflected in out in front, and it stays out off the pipe. Hurdle now back out to center ice. Waits for his friends, cut off into the slot. Reinhardt gets free. Bouchard disrupts in the slot, though. Off the boards and out to Podkolzin. Under 3 minutes to go, opening period. Drops it off on the trailer, off a body in front. Back out to the point in Statsnik. On the wing, Podkolzin inside. Hyman denied by Schmidt. And a stoppage with 2:36 to go in the opening period. Oilers have been on the attack here in this opening period. Schmidt doing his best job to keep it a 1-0 game after he gave up the early goal to Leon Draisaitl. 12 saves already in this opening period for Schmidt. Time on attack pretty even, 125 for Edmonton, 123 for the Golden Knights. Lazar wins the draw. Stastny tipped wide of the net. Lazar gains control, back out to the point. Savoy squares it up, wide. And the rebound, Lazar bats it towards the net. Never got through. Floats back out to Kolasar now. Vegas gains control. And they'll bring it out through center. Kolasar brings it in wide, centering pass. Reinhart kicked away by Ingram. Kolasar can't handle. Lazar gains control and back out to center and Savoy. Savoy shielded by Whitecloud, who disrupts to Megna. Megna off the boards, offside on Sissons with a $1:38 to go in the period. Fast-paced start to this game. First period has flown by to this point. Both teams have been on the attack. 14 shots on goal for Edmonton, 12 for the Golden Knights. 90 seconds to go in the period. Holtz gets tripped. That's going to be a penalty. And Vegas is going to end this opening period with a power play on a trip from Spencer Stastny, who tried to go for the poke and got the skate and set instead. So a power play will close out this opening period with a power play, down by one, looking for the equalizer. Henrique will face off against Howden to begin this power play for the Golden Knights. Henrique wins the face-off. Edmonton will get it out. Here's Savoy. He'll bring it up shorthanded. Savoy cuts inside and off the shoulder of Schmidt. Eichel gains control to Howden. Just over a minute to go in the period. Power play for the Golden Knights. Good cut off by Emberson. Emberson gets crunched. Howden keeps it in. Barbashev denied. Ingram to the far side. Emberson battles. Here for Edmonton. They'll get it out with Roslovich. Floats back out. Roslovich with the intercept. Under 40 seconds to go. Howden up ahead to Barbashev back in. Here's Sissons. Cut off beautifully on the near side. Roslovich will clear the zone, and it floats all the way back down as we hit the 20-second mark in the opening period. One final push here in the period. Roslovich, good defense in the offensive zone. Here's Hurdle. Cut off, and Nurse takes it away. Howard turns back, 3 seconds left. Roslovich brings it up. Centering pass to no man's land will close out this very entertaining opening period. Power play will continue for the Golden Knights on the other side, but it's Edmonton off to a 1-0 lead after one here in Game 6. It is the start of the second period here at Rogers Center. Game 6, with Vegas leading the series 3-2. A win for the Knights tonight will put them in the conference final. Edmonton looking to force a Game 7. They lead 1-0. Power play continues. 30 more seconds on it for the Golden Knights. As Henrique brings it back shorthanded, Dorofeev takes it away from behind. Here's Mark Stone. Centering to Hurdle. Sends it in, and Ingram smothers it with 14 seconds to go on the man advantage. Faceoff sits on the dot. Goes into the slot. Hurdle whiffed on the shot, and it goes out wide for Bouchard. Oilers looking to kill off the final seconds of this penalty, and they will. Henrique brings it up back to full strength. So Vegas 0 for 1 on the power play here tonight. Stone sends it off the boards out back. Hurdle out in front. Score! What a feed from Tomas Hurdle, and it's Dorofeev who puts in the equalizer. Hard ricochet off the boards. And a beautiful feed from Hurdle to Dorofeyev to tie the game at 1. And a beautiful snare by Dorofeyev on the saucer pass right at his skates. He just snares it and whips it in past Ingram, who is a little too far off to his right. And that quiets the crowd here at Rogers Center, tied at 1 here in Edmonton. .53 seconds into the period. And Vegas with the equalizer. McDavid over skates, battling with Eichel. Arguably the two best players battling over there on the far side. Hyman intercepts. Here's McDavid working with Hyman. He got tripped, laid out, my goodness. And a power play upcoming for Edmonton. Looked like Hanifin tripped him and then laid a shoulder into him. Now he just hit the deck hard. So McDavid got swiped. Hanifin will go to the penalty box, and now a power play upcoming for the Oilers, looking to take the lead back. Power play here for the Oilers in a tie game at 1. Vegas works it in their own end, short-handed, and they'll clear the zone. Evan Bouchard will race back for it. Draisaitl to the near side and Hyman. Hyman cuts inside. On the trailer, Nugent Hopkins blocked out in front, and it goes in below the goal line. Vegas gains control. Howden will flip it down. Even on 15 in terms of shots on goal in this game for both sides. Here's Connor McDavid with a head of steam. Drops it off for Nugent Hopkins. Back to McDavid into the slot, poked to the near side. Good defense by Korczak. Vegas will clear. Sent around where McDavid meets the puck. Pestered by Howden. A turnover. Kolasar denied by Ingram, shorthanded. 54 seconds to go on the power play. Faceoff sits on the dot, comes out to Edmonton. Savoy cuts inside, sends it in on net. Rebound Megna gets the ricochet. Oilers keep it in. Nurse off the blocker of Schmidt. Goes in back behind the net for Henrique. Sends it out to the wing in Roslovich. Picked off by Marner, who clears. It may be time for one more push for the Oilers on this penalty. 15 seconds to go on the man advantage. Up ahead, Roslovich. Drops it off for Henrique. Poked outside, Sissons gains control, and back out to center it comes. Back to full strength come the Knights as both teams change. Ekholm brings it back in, sends it in on Schmidt, who swats it away. So both teams now 0 for 1 on the power play. Kept in the zone by Nurse. Penalty going to be called here again. On the point, it's Ekholm. Marner touches it, and right away, another power play here for the Oilers. A hold is going to be the call on Noah Hanifin up along the boards. Pin Mangiapane to the boards, gets called for the hold. And another power play upcoming here for Edmonton. Faceoff goes to the Golden Knights. Luzon will send it down. McDavid feeds it up to Bouchard. Weaves to the outside. Hyman drops it off. Inside Bouchard. Score! Evan Bouchard with a power play strike. And the Oilers take a 2-1 lead here in the second. A bullet from in the slot, a power play goal. Bouchard with a bullet gets past Schmidt. And the Oilers jump back in front, 2-1 our score. What a start to this game here in the first half. Podkolzin brings it back in for Emberson. What a stop by Schmidt. Oilers right back on the attack after taking a 2-1 lead. Here's Stastny, blocked out in front. Podkolzin keeps it alive into the slot. Pokes out wide to the far half wall. Stastny to the point and Kapanen. Stastny now to Podkolzin. Fires a shot, save, rebound, controlled by Vegas. Barbashev back out to neutral ice. Barbashev poked in down low by Stastny. Draisaitl turns back. Into the boards by Eichel. Eichel down to a knee. Emberson gains control back out to center. Here's Draisaitl. Walks into the zone for Kapanen. Back to Emberson now. Cut off beautifully by Barbashev. Back out to center comes Vegas. Hurdle with a bobble floats into the Edmonton end for Kapanen. Howard turns back here for the Oilers. Mangiapane now into the zone. Fires a shot, save, rebound, Hanifin. Good save by Schmidt right off his chest. Here's Reinhart. Brings it in wide, drops it off, and tipped in! Dorofeyev got the awkward carom to go in, and he has his second goal of the game and the equalizer for the Golden Knights. An awkward carom gets past Ingram, and back and forth we go here in the second. Savoy might have even touched that with a stick. Either way, Dorofeyev has both of the Vegas goals here in the early going, and we're tied at 2 now in Game 6. What a start to this game in the first half of this one. Holtz keeps it alive into the slot. Back for Holtz. Ingram saves it. 13:37 to go in the period. Tied at 2 now. Face off to Saad off a body in front. Regula disrupts the shot. Saad spins inside. Denied on the backhander by Ingram. Nurse will get it out. Here's Mangiapane up ahead. Fires a shot on Schmidt, who stands up to snare it. Stoppage with 13:11 to go in the period. Faceoff goes to Edmonton, and that one's off the blocker of Schmidt. In back below the goal line, floats to the far side. Nurse inside, Henrique on the doorstep. Couldn't get it through. Schmidt, who stops it again with 12:53 to go in the period. Another face-off here in the Vegas end. Goes to Sissons on the draw. 24 shots on goal for Edmonton, 18 for the Golden Knights here in a tie game. Sissons sends it in, wide of the net on Ingram. Floats in around the near half wall. Kept alive by Reinhart, who's pinned along the boards. Floats out to Regula, who gains control for the Oilers. Roslovich survives ahead. On the near side, Henrique. Looking for a center as he works it in down low. Back out to the point. Ekholm inside, and Nugent Hopkins denied on the doorstep. Schmidt holds his ground, under 12 to go now in the period. McDavid wins the draw. On the point, it's Ekholm, sends it in. Tip try, never got through. Mitch Marner to Dorofeyev. He got nailed as it goes into the corner out in front. Overskated, good defense by McDavid. Out to center come the Oilers and Evan Bouchard. Here's Connor McDavid to the outside and Hyman, who couldn't get a clean one off. Kept in at the line by Bouchard. Hyman, one-timer, denied, and it comes out wide. Hurdle wins the battle against McDavid, just sends it all the way down to get it out of harm's way. Icing on the Golden Knights. Just under 11 to play, second period, tied at 2. Bouchard walked out in front, tipped back, held in at the line, and a block out in front again by Whitecloud that time. Podkolzin wide of the net. Far half wall hurdle there. Kept alive by the Oilers. Kapanen walks it in, and he gets poked. Podkolzin in the slot off of Schmidt, back behind. Kapanen to Stastny wide, and it comes to the near side for Podkolzin. To the point, and Regula with a bobble. Podkolzin into the slot, disrupted, and fires it off the pipe. Edmonton on the attack, but Vegas survives back out to center. Regula turns back to the near side and Draisaitl. Here's Kapanen. Walks it in, fires a shot, saved by Schmidt. Goes into the corner for Hertl. Floats out of the zone. The late offside on Edmonton. Holtz will bring it up here for the Knights. Poked on his way in by Emberson. McDavid feeds Roslovic, who brings it out. Feeds it in around the boards. Near side Megna. Vegas works it in their own end. With just under 9 to play in the period. Hertl poked at the red line by McDavid, who turns back. McDavid a shot, smothered by Schmidt. Faceoff goes to Edmonton. Bouchard kicked down by Schmidt. Pass goes all the way through by Mangiapane. Race for the puck, won by Ekholm. Turnover. Eichel to Stone, denied by Ingram. Into the corner they battle. Floats back out to Lazar. Edmonton gets it out. Briefly, Ekholm takes a hit from Mark Stone. Here's Reinhart. Back into the zone, denied the rebound. Never got through. Mangiapane gains control. Here's going to be a penalty here, this one on the Golden Knights. Extra skater in here for Edmonton. Savoy centers. Lazar denied by Schmidt. Vegas will touch it. And a power play upcoming here for Edmonton on another hold. This one on the Golden Knights, as it happened along the boards back behind the play. Mark Stone, the guilty party. Let's take a look. Puck cleared. Kind of a questionable holding call there on Mark Stone. He goes to the penalty box for a 2-minute penalty, and a power play upcoming here for the Oilers. They're 1 for 2 in the ball in the hockey game. Face off Nugent Hopkins. Draisaitl on the wing, whiffed on the shot. Saad sends it out of the zone. Right back in, Darnell Nurse. Centers to Nugent Hopkins, who works in, denied, and Draisaitl can't tuck it home. Goes in back behind the net. Nugent Hopkins picks it off and sends it off the pipe. Ekholm now whiffed on the shot. Vegas trying to get it out, they can't. Draisaitl wide, and the rebound comes out to Saad. Vegas clears. My goodness. Sissons wins the race for the puck. Kicks it out to the near side. Overskated. Here's Nugent Hopkins to Hyman, who takes a hit. Howard now exits the zone. With just over a minute to go on the power play. Near side Luzone will bring it up shorthanded. Drops it up for Sissons off the pipe. My goodness, another ringer. And it comes back out to center. Here's Hyman. Tried to cut inside, sends it in on Schmidt, who swats it away. Orshak now sends it down the length of the ice. What a power play this is, back and forth. Some short-handed attempts by Vegas, some attempts on the man advantage here for the Oilers. Kapanen to McDavid, works in, denied, rebound in the slot, comes out wide for Hannafin, and he clears. Kolasar keeps it alive. Hannafin inside. Denied. Ingram holds his ground with 1 second to go on the power play. Let's take a look at Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Right on the doorstep, right open in the slot, right off the crossbar. We've seen a few ringers in this game, but this one Oh. Tried to tuck it in that top right corner. One second to go on the power play here for Edmonton. Vegas wins the draw. On the point, it's Megna. Marner now denied by Ingram. Works it in down low. Stone short-sided, denied on the one-timer. On the point, it's Hannafin. Tipped out in front. Henry gains control. Eichel keeps it alive. Marner into the slot. Off a pipe again. Savoy hits the deck. Stone battles for it along the near side. Edmonton gains control back out to center. Eichel takes it away. Here's Holtz through center. 4.5 to go in the period. Near side, Savoy feeds it in deep. 34-24, shots on goal in favor of Edmonton. A turnover. Savoy! Score! Matthew Savoy puts Edmonton back in front on his 4th goal of the playoffs. Off the takeaway out in front. And he set it up with the hit to set up the turnover. 3-2 Edmonton. We're here with just over 4 to play in the second period. Another turnover. Draisaitl in. Whiffed on the shot. Good poke from behind. On the point, it's Emberson. Poked away again. And it comes out of the zone, and now a turnover back the other way perhaps. Here come the Knights. Stone to Eichel. Can't tuck it home. Kept in by Stone. Turns back. Off the skate. What a game this has been. Very entertaining throughout. Eichel takes it away. Korczak now through center ice. Korczak brings it in wide. Out in front, a diving attempt denied by Ingram. And it floats back out all alone. Nugent Hopkins works in. Denied by Schmidt. Rebound comes out wide. On the point, it's Stastny. Back to Howard. Howard a shot. Tipped out in front. Never got through. And sawed back out to neutral ice. Near side, Holtz. Holtz drops it off. Reinhart. Score! Right back at ya. Cole Reinhart puts it in, and we're tied again. Beautiful feed by Holtz, who puts the brakes on. And Reinhart with a bullet ties the game again. What a game this has been so far from Edmonton. Off the inside of the pipe and home for Cole Reinhart. Three to 3 our score, 2:37 to go in the period. Holtz gets a point on the assist. And we're tied again. Regula picks it off in center. Brings it in for Edmonton, cuts inside. Pass never got through, floats back out wide. Bertle gains control. Here's Dorofeev, who's working on a 2-goal night. Sends it up to Marner. Marner loses it on his way in. Darnell Nurse takes it away. Lazar crunched. Dorofeev now. Poke to the near side, keeps it alive. Out in front, Marner. Denied, Ingram. Under 2 minutes to go in the period now. Faceoff goes to McDavid. Edmonton works it in their own end, and now out to center and Hyman. Hyman working with McDavid, fires a shot, save Schmidt. To the far side it goes. Regula keeps it going. Hyman whiffed out to Nurse. A shot, gloved down by Schmidt. $1:20 to go. Face-off control by Edmonton. Nurse out on the doorstep. Nugent Hopkins blocked out in front beautifully by Whitecloud. Whitecloud will bring it up. Picked off in center by Nurse. Back into the zone. Here's McDavid out wide. Button hooks back. Inside, picked off by Sissons. And here's Cole Reinhart, the latest goal scorer. Under a minute to go in the period. Reinhart back into the zone. Pestered by Bouchard. And here's Hyman. Up ahead to McDavid. McDavid pestered from behind, sends it in out in front. Megna intercepts, and Reinhart turns back. 20 seconds to go in the period. Reinhart, centering pass, denied off a body. Comes into the corner for Kolosov. Floats out to Nugent Hopkins, under 10 seconds left. Mangiapane up ahead, walks it into the zone, centering McDavid. Outside, Ekholm fires, save at the buzzer by Schmidt. 0.3 of a second to go. Take a look at Matthew Savoy, who has 4 goals in the postseason now. He's been on the attack, and he has a goal in this second period for Edmonton as well. But he's let a few shots fly, and he finally found the back of the net on that takeaway right here, right between the legs of Ingram. Or Schmidt, rather, I should say. We'll get a touch of the puck and send it to the third here. What a game we have been treated to in Edmonton. 20 minutes left in this one, tied at 3. Season on the line for Edmonton, a trip to the finals on the line for Vegas. Start of what should be an electric third period here from Edmonton. Game 6, Vegas leads the series 3-2. They're a win away from the conference finals. Edmonton looking to force a game 7 here in a tie game. It's been back and forth, very entertaining throughout. McDavid brings it into the zone, drops it off for Hyman. Now to the outside, Bouchard lets it fly, and Schmidt loves it down just underway here in the third. Schmidt has made a few good stops. Both of these goaltenders playing pretty even in this game. In what has been a back and forth affair, Vegas has not led at all in this game. It's just been going back and forth in favor of Edmonton, who went out to a 1-0 lead to start this game. Vegas tied it at 1. Vegas trailed 2-1 after giving up another goal, then tied it at 2. Edmonton took the lead at 3-2, and then Vegas tied it at 3-3. Faceoff goes to Edmonton. Ekholm blocked down in front. Up to the point, Bouchard, tip try, smothered, and a penalty is going to be called for interference on Noah Hannafin. Let's take a look at what Hannafin just did. That's not a very good look at it, but you can see on the far left side of your screen, he grabbed McDavid in the slot during that shot attempt. So interference is the call on Noah Hannafin. And a power play upcoming here for Edmonton, with a chance to go back in front early in the third. Henrique wins the draw. Bouchard swatted away by Schmidt. Varner gains control for Vegas. He clears. Luzon turns back here for the Knights again. Feeds it in deep once more. 90 seconds to go on the power play. Roslovic up ahead, tried to flip it in. Schmidt kicks it down. Rebound right through the slot. That might have gone behind Schmidt, right through the blue paint. And Marner clears the zone. Wow. Ingram finds it off the ricochet and covers with a $1:08 to go. Face-off controlled by Edmonton, with just over a minute to go on the penalty. Near side, Draisaitl drops it off to no man's land. Eichel gains control for Vegas. Whitecloud wasting time on the penalty, flips it out, and all the way back down it goes. Long pass out to Hyman. Cut off in the inside, intercepted by Eichel. Magna feeds Stone, who brings it up short-handed. Good poke out in front. To the near side, and bringing it up is Darnell Nurse. Up top, Nugent Hopkins. Centering pass picked off by Eichel again. And Whitecloud clears again. Final seconds wind down on this penalty. Hyman feeds to the near side. Draisaitl, glove down by Schmidt. Face-off won by Draisaitl. Bouchard blocked out in front. Puck Coulson right on the doorstep, kicked away by Schmidt. Back out to center comes Saad and the Golden Knights. Poked on his way in, a turnover. Here's Pod Coulson. He gets leveled. Howden works it back in center ice. Saad brings it into the zone. Fires a shot, kicked away by Ingram. Bouchard flips it back for Ekholm as the Oilers work it in their own end and out to center. Here's Kapanen up quickly. Kapanen circles back behind the net. One-timer denied, rebound stopped by Schmidt. Bouchard let it fly, and Kapanen on the redirect couldn't tuck it home. Face-off once again here in the Vegas end. Sits on the dot, back out to the point. Stastny walked down by Schmidt. Mangiapane inside. Savoy denied. Schmidt sprawls out. Stops it again. 16:04 to go. Faceoff goes to Edmonton. Emberson off a body in front. Beautiful block by Mitch Marner. And here come the Knights. Marner fires, save. Ingram, no further play. Face-off right wing circle goes to Lazar. Hurdle picked off in center by Lazar now. Here's Mangiapane. Survives a hit, sends it in on Schmidt, who knocks it away. In back behind the net in the trapezoid. Korczak gains control for the Knights, back out to center. Dorofeyev works it up ahead. Fires a shot, save, going for the hat trick there. And Ingram knocks it down. Then all the way back out for Savoy. Lazar pestered on his way in by Luzon. Good defense. Kept in the line by Luzon. Mangiapane denied. Rebound out in front. Hack and whack in the middle. Savoy couldn't tuck it home. Good defense by the Knights. And Hurdle will bring it out through center ice. Hurdle poked on his way in. Keeps it alive. Poked again by Stastny. And here's McDavid. McDavid head of steam. Sends it in on Schmidt, who knocks it down, and it comes to the near side. Hanifin cut off at the red line. Regula feeds Nugent Hopkins. Brings it into the slot. Good cutoff by Korczak. Played over 6 minutes. No goals here in the third period to this point. Tied at 3. Right in front of the Vegas bench. Comes out to Reinhart. Intercepted on the play by Pod Coulson. Stone turns back. Here's Korczak through center. Korczak dangles on his way in. Denied off of the glove of Ingram. Back out to center, Nugent Hopkins. Working with Pod Coulson. Now McDavid loses it to the near side. Back out to the point. Regula back to McDavid. Pestered out of the zone. Vegas forces them to tag back up. McDavid circles back in. Centering pass goes through the slot. Here's Stastny, who works it off a skate. Reinhart can't handle. Pod Coulson right through the crease. Regula now to McDavid. Couldn't get a shot off. Good defense by Reinhart. Vegas takes over. And back out to center they come. Stone pestered by Pod Coulson. He gets knocked down, does Pod Coulson. Holt sends it in on net, kicked away by Ingram. A lot of action on both ends of the ice. One of these teams looking to break the deadlock. Out to center and Whitecloud. Reinhart back in, sends it in on Ingram, knocks it away off the blocker. Holtz to the wing and Whitecloud. Hannafin left wing, point, fires a shot, tipped out and knocked down by Ingram. Holtz off a body in front, goes in below the goal line for Reinhart. Pressure is on here for the Knights. Kicks to the near side, race won by Kapanen, and back out to center comes Edmondson. Podkolzin tried to flip it in, didn't get a lot of it, lays the stick on. Reinhart hit the deck, right back up with the puck. Feeds it in deep. Long time without a whistle here. Fast-paced here in the third period. Been a fast-paced game all night long. Here's Podkolzin up ahead. Cut off by Whitecloud, who delivers the blow. Errant pass goes back to Nurse. Big hit behind the play. Kapanen to Draisaitl. Fires, save, Schmidt. Near side Holtz. Hannafin out to center and Reinhart. Halfway through this third period now. Fast-paced third period. Darnell Nurse, good stick. Holtz fires, save, Ingram, and finally a stoppage. 9:48 to go, regulation time. We're over halfway through this third period in a tie game. Faceoff comes out to the point. Howard with a good stick, turns back for Edmondson. Howard ahead of the pack, brings it in. Score! Isaac Howard coast to coast. And the Oilers take the lead here in the third. Stone brings it back in here for the Knights. Good stick. Stone keeps it alive, but Ingram says no. In back behind the net, Bouchard disrupts Stone. Comes in along the near half wall. Henrique wins the race. Comes out to Eichel, who works in and goes right through the crease. Roslovic spins inside. Howard off the bobble. Takes a hit. Goes through the crease out to Roslovic. Roslovic down below the goal line. Henrique pinned to the boards by Eichel. Comes to the near side for Hutton, who takes over, and back out to center come the Knights. Here's Barbashev up ahead. Ekholm, good poke. Turns back for Edmonton, just over 8 to play. Ekholm works in. Howard now denied. Schmidt. 8 minutes even here in the third period. Face-off control by Edmonton. Majapani. Hip bouncing puck out in front. Schmidt somehow finds it while his face was in the ice. Under 8 to play, regulation time. Edmonton by 1. Dorofeev gets it out of the zone. Lazar turns back. Korczak disrupts that as it comes to the near side. Luzone gets it out. Offside, Vegas. Mitch Marner got ahead of the line with 7:33 to go in the game. Face-off controlled by Edmonton. On the point, Bouchard, tip try out in front, never got through. And it comes back out, held in at the line by Bouchard, and works in. Off a body in front. Penalty on Vegas here, and a power play upcoming for Edmonton. Interference is the call. And I believe it's on Korczak. Caden Korczak called for interference. Let's take a look. He was working with Majapani. He just knocks him down right in the slot with Edmonton on the attack. Interference the call. Power play for Edmonton with a chance to extend their lead here late in the third. Edmonton 1 for 4 tonight on the power play. And a chance to get an insurance goal. See how aggressive Vegas wants to be shorthanded down by a goal as well. Whitecloud will bring it up shorthanded. He takes a shoulder from Darnell Nurse. Kept in at the line by Kolesar. Howden works in, couldn't get a clean one off. Looks into the far side, Draisaitl feeds it in back behind the net. Hyman will exit. Hyman works his way in. Loses the puck in down low. Luzon takes it away for Vegas. Back out to center and Howden, who clears. Circles around for Draisaitl, who wins the race for the puck on Kolesar. Nugent Hopkins flips it into the Vegas end. Luzon jumps on it. He takes a shoulder. White Cloud feeds Kolesar, sends it in on Ingram from the line, who sprawls out to snare it with 53 seconds to go on the power play and 6:09 to go in the game. Faceoff goes to the Oilers. Savoy picked off in center by Marner. Turns back here for Vegas. Good poke by Bouchard. Vegas keeps it in. Sissons loses it to the corner. Savoy wins the race for the puck. Roslovic escapes. Back out to center comes Connor McDavid. McDavid brings it up ahead. Centering pass and denied by Schmidt on the one-time try by Henrique. 19 seconds to go on the power play. Face-off control by Vegas. 15 seconds to go on the power play, a turnover. Hyman off a skate. Draisaitl on the doorstep. Can't tuck it home twice. Schmidt holds his ground. Final seconds wind down on the penalty. Back to full strength come the Knights with just over 5 to play. Draisaitl. Bindle on the boards. Floats in deep. Hyman back on it first. Pestered by Megna. Hickle on the near half wall. Korczak feeds Mark Stone. Stone weaves his way into the zone. Whiffed on the shot. Top of the slot, Stone. Fires a shot saved by Ingram. Eichel out in front. A whiff. Ekholm gains control. Edmonton back out to center. Darnell Nurse up to Hyman. Pestered from behind. Korczak feeds Stone. Just over 4 to play regulation time in a 1-goal game. Eichel, centering pass, Stone with a bobble, out to the wing. Megna, fire, off the post, rebound, Luzon, can't tuck it home. Saved by Ingram. My goodness, inches away from the equalizer. Luzon takes it away, an intercept by Hyman, a shot, knocked down, rebound, Podkolzin. Pinned into the corner, Megna escapes the pack. Out to Dorofeyev. Brings it into the zone. A shot denied. Rebound. Emberson gains control for Edmonton. Just over 3 to play in regulation. Podkolzin sends it in on Schmidt, who gloves it down. No further play with 3 minutes left. Edmonton looking to force a game 7. Vegas looking for the equalizer here late. And look at this shot by Megna. Right off the bar. To keep out the equalizer, and then Luzon on the rebound couldn't tuck it home past Ingram. Three minutes left in regulation time in a 1-goal game. Faceoff goes to Edmonton. Stastny to the point, and Emberson off a body. Hyman now, out in front, McDavid off the post again, rebound, stopped by Schmidt. Another ringer off the pipe. And Vegas keeps it out to stay alive. Saad gets it out of the zone. McDavid jumps on the loose change. McDavid poked into the corner. Out in front, poked out by Saad. Loose puck in the slot, denied by Schmidt. And Holtz back out to neutral ice. Stastny with the intercept. Holtz takes it right back. Brings it in with 2 minutes left. Holtz brings it in wide, floats it in back behind for Howden. Howden wrap around, denied Ingram. 1:50 to go. Let's take a look at Schmidt doing his best job to keep Vegas in this game. Edmonton has a few chances for an insurance goal, and Schmidt is holding his ground. Faceoff goes to Edmonton. We're under 2 minutes left in a 1-goal game. Big hit by Kolasar. Out in front, save Ingram. Oh, what an opportunity there for the Golden Knights. Schmidt remains in the cage, at least briefly. Reinhart pinned along the boards. Floats back out to Hannafin. Approaching the 1 minute mark to go in regulation. Vegas will bring it up. Keep your eyes on Schmidt. Floats in deep to the zone. 1 minute to go. Net not empty yet for Vegas. Nurse flips it down the length of the ice. Wasting time. This will be an ice. No icing. They wave it off. Under a minute to go. Reinhart picked off by Draisaitl. Oilers looking to waste time. Draisaitl in. Weaves his way to the outside. Picked off by Hannafin on the inside. We're under 40 seconds left. Out to Sissons. Net empty for the Knights. Dorofeev wide of the net. Rebound Nurse. Podkolzin on the puck. Empty net for the Knights. Hutton keeps it alive. Pindle on the boards with 23 seconds to go. Time winding down. Here's Marner escapes. Barbashev off a skate. Goes into the corner for Nurse. Floats in back behind the net. Draisaitl. 11 seconds left. Battle for it continues. Intercepted. Barbashev denied. Rebound in the slot. Controlled by the Oilers. Final seconds wind down. Kapanen to the empty net. Score! Kasperi Kapanen is going to force a Game 7. What a game from Edmonton. Vegas had so many opportunities out in front to tuck home the equalizer. And Ingram holds his ground. The defense for Edmonton. Superb. In on the doorstep. Face off in center, and that's it. The Edmonton Oilers have forced Game 7 in an absolute thriller here tonight. What a game from Edmonton, Alberta. Two nights from now should be incredible. Game 7 back in Vegas with a trip to the Western Conference Finals on the line. These two teams have been doing battle all series long. We're tied at 3 apiece in the series. A huge win for the Oilers with their season on the line. And an outstanding game throughout. 5-3, the final score from Edmonton. We will see you in 2 nights for Game 7 back in Vegas.